I'm gonna run this light because the person behind me is an asshole, and I'm not taking the chance of dying because they want to be stupid. Good morning, and welcome to another commute cast on the Sugar Daddy Show. It is 0:30, and I am on my way to work. Because I ride to work in the morning when it's dark as hell, and I know not a lot of people do, leave a comment down below. Do you ride in the dark? Do you ride in the dark in the morning? Do you ride in the dark at night? Do you just not ride in the dark at all? Let me know. I actually didn't know it was a thing to not ride in the dark for a while, because it was just something that I did, but now I understand that it is, and I understand why. There's a lot of animals and other things out and about looking to jump out and snatch you. Because it is dark and it is spooky out here, I figured I would share a little itty-bitty story for you. Now, I am a believer in ghosts. I believe ghosts exist. I believe a lot of things can exist. Just because there's no proof of them doesn't mean that they don't. One of those things that I believe in, regardless of the proof, is Sasquatch, Bigfoot, the North American wood ape, Yeti, whatever you want to call it, your local neighborhood abominable man. I believe in the possibility that there is an as yet undiscovered primate walking the woods of North America. That's something I believe wholeheartedly. Not necessarily believe in Bigfoot, because all those messing with Sasquatch things have shown you that Bigfoot is a joke. But the North American wood ape, yes, I can believe in that, absolutely. And I want to relate a story that I heard from a coworker of mine who, I don't have any reason to doubt him. He's not the most serious guy that I know. He does joke around a bit, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I believe him as much as I do, because he is known as a, quote-unquote trickster, a joker. He can't take anything seriously, and that's one of the reasons why I believe his story so much. Now, this guy was working, and he was hunting. Well, he wasn't really hunting, but he was hunting. I guess nothing illegal. No, he wasn't poaching or anything like that. Nothing illegal. He was in a tree stand, obviously with his back to a tree, and he was waiting to take deer. By his own admission, he said there was nothing going on that night. He hadn't taken a shot. He hadn't heard anything, and he has hunted in the past, so he knows that that's not really such a weird thing. Deer kind of do bed down certain times, I guess. I don't hunt, but I guess from hunters that is what I hear, that deer will do that. They will sometimes, there's days they just won't move. They just kind of like hunker down and shelter in place or whatever. So he says, he's telling me that this is one of those nights. It's like, or this room of people, that this is one of those nights. He hasn't taken a shot, and he's heard nothing moving around. It's quiet. He's like, there's no, nothing even, no night animals or anything like that. There's nothing going on this night. And he's like, yeah, nothing, there's nothing. I'm just sitting there, I'm sitting with my back to the tree stand, and behind me is a hill. The tree that I'm in is at the base of a hill, and the hill slopes up behind me, and he's like, it's totally quiet. I hear nothing at all. And he goes, all of a sudden, this deer goes flying down this hill, right past me. And I'm paying attention to the story. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm paying attention to this story. And he looks at me, and he's like, and he says that. He's like, this deer goes flying past me. And I look at him, I'm like, okay, that's great. And he goes, he's like, no, you don't understand. Deer don't fly. And then it hits me, and I'm like, oh, you mean like this deer was literally like airborne past you? And he's like, yes, this deer goes flying past me. I can like like see the outline of it, even though it's dark. I can hear like branches breaking. I can hear like twigs snapping. I can hear it going through trees. He's like, I hear it hit the ground. All of a sudden, after this thing hits the ground, I hear bipedal footsteps walk up to where this deer landed. I hear something walk up to this deer. There's some rustling, and then I hear bipedal footsteps, and I hear dragging as whatever this thing is on two legs takes this deer and drags it away off into the woods. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah. And he goes to me, after that, he goes, I told the guy that was in charge of that area, I told him that I was never working in that area again. And he didn't, and he never did. Like, he just kind of, like, that was last time he worked that area. He was like, I told him I refused to. I refused to go back there. I don't know what it was, but I refused to go back there. And this is coming from a guy, like I said, who just, he's never serious about anything. But this one story just shook him so much. Like, this one incident shook him so much. He's like, you don't have to believe me. I was there. And I'm like, holy crap. And the reason why I mention his story, and the reason why his story is so believable to me, is, again, number one, he's not known to joke around. He's not known to be serious. And the second reason I believe him is because this area where this happened, if you look on the Bigfoot Field Research Organization's website, you will see several reports of sightings, of Bigfoot sightings, Sasquatch sightings, whatever, wood ape sightings from this area, from where this guy was sitting, from where he's told me and shown me where he was sitting, within 2 miles or so of this area. There are, I think, 4, 5 different entries on the BFRO website. And this is not a guy who believes in Sasquatch. This is not a guy who would joke lightly about that, even though he knows that I believe. He's not that type of person. Like, yeah, he jokes around, but he's not. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird personality. But that's why I absolutely believe him, because he has no idea about this site, about the BFRO site. He has no idea about the sightings from that area, the incidents from that area. And because of that, it just makes the story even more believable to me. Like, I wasn't there that night. I heard his story. I believe him. I've been in police work for 20 years. I've listened to people lie to me for 20 years. And I've known this guy for, I think, like 10. We've worked together. And I've never known him to lie about things. And there are some people, they lie about stuff. And you can tell. And this guy, he was absolutely telling the truth. It's just, to me, in my opinion. So yeah, that's his story. And I just figured it was fitting, since it's dark as all get out. This is kind of like a ghost story to put you in the mood. Because I am a believer, it's kind of like I'm waiting for something to jump out and snatch me off my bike. Or just something to walk out in front of me, which another guy that I work with, that actually happened to. He claims that, and this is, again, it's another guy who I trust. I trust him with my life, put it that way. And he claims he was in this same area, probably 300-400 yards away from this other guy's sighting. And he claims that he saw something too. That, coupled with the BFRO site, with the BFRO incidents or reports, it's got me convinced. I don't know. Are you convinced? Let me know. Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to hear more Bigfoot stories, I've got a few more. There's a couple other guys that I work with that have told me some things, because they know that I collect those stories. Like I said, there's something that I found that I've actually got pictures of. So, if you're a believer, let me know. If you're not a believer, let me know. Don't tell me that it doesn't exist because you've never seen one, because I've never been to Alaska, so I'm sure it's not there either. But anyway, that's the end of my story. That's the end of his story. If you like that story, if you want to hear more of the Bigfoot stories, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, turn on notifications, so you can hear more creepy stuff. Oh, I've got more ghost stories too. I know one of my videos is my first ghost experience. One of my first ghost experiences. I've got more ghost stories too. So if you want to hear more, just let me know. And I will catch you Later, there's a sugar daddy in the middle of nowhere at the butt crack of dawn. Peace out. Sorry, I had to open up my visor. That's one of the problems of riding to work when it's 40 degrees outside, is that everything fogs up. Even with a pinlock shield, you're going to fog up. So a little bit more wind noise for you. Congratulations. So anyway,